Hey, this is Belle from Wise Woman Essentials. It's great to have you here. I am the founder of Wise Woman Essentials. I help people to understand who they truly are and how to come back to being that person. And it's something I'm really passionate about because in today's such busy schedule, such busy world, especially women, we can forget who we are and what on earth we are here to do. So if you're an empath, if you're someone who feels emotions very deeply, and if you consider yourself to be someone that even absorbs other people's energy, I want to speak to you in this video today because I think it's really important that you understand what an empath is and why we are here, why we have shown up on Earth in this time-space continuum, and how we can love ourselves to heal so that we can then heal others. I'm going to say that again. We love ourselves first so that we can heal, and then we can heal others. Something that I've noticed from lots of women that I work with is they consider themselves an empath, and they consider that to be the reason why they feel so unwell, why they don't have enough energy, and why they feel so weak and helpless in their daily life to go to where they want to be that woman, to create the things that they really want for their lives. And I have to be honest, and you may not want to hear this, but the sign of a very immature empath, a childlike empath, is someone who presents like that. It's someone who hasn't understood what their abilities really are, and they haven't understood their purpose as an empath. So let me help you to understand that a little bit. And I wonder, the fact that you're even watching this video, it tells me that you are an empath. It tells me that you're someone who feels very deeply and who loves so deeply, sometimes at the cost of your own health and well-being. Am I right? So an empath who stands in her power, who is very confident with who she is and her giftings, is a mature empath. And that's where I want you to get to. That's what I want you to understand and to move towards, because that will make you so effective helping to heal the world. I believe that empaths are a very, sorry, my dog's here wanting to play. Let's see if I can show you. Come on up. There she is. Come on up. Say hi, everyone. This is Lola. So Lola's an empath. But not to her own detriment. She's quite a mature empath. So empaths are here on this earth to teach everyone about how to love without selfishness, and how to share love without feeling like it's going to take away from anyone else. Empaths are a necessary part of our human population. And if you consider yourself to be one, then I'm so glad you're in my company, because I consider myself to be an empath as well. Isn't that right? What I had to learn from a very early age is that I am separate and I do not have to join people in energy. So yes, together we're all one. The whole world is one. But I do not have to become like the heavier energies. I do not have to absorb the heavier energies. I do not have to save the world, basically. And a lot of empaths feel like it's up to us to fix people. And a lot of healers get into the healing fields, body work, energy work, spiritual guidance, because we feel this deep yearning within ourselves to make other people feel better. Okay, that's enough. You made me feel better. It's fine. So if you find that this is you, if you find yourself in a space where you're always wanting to help and to serve, and maybe you've just stepped into your special giftings of energy healing or body work or some kind of therapeutic help, and you just want to help people and you feel really uncomfortable about asking for money, please know that this is a massive indicator that you are not stepping into your full embodiment of empathic power. You are still staying in the old vibration. And I want to help you get out of that, because once you do, goodness me, you're going to change the world one person at a time. And let's start with yourself, right? Let's start with changing you first, and so that you can then be strong and ready and capable to help other people. So important. So when you're thinking about working with other people, I want you to write down the key things that makes you feel like, yeah, that's going to make me feel good about myself, that I'm going to be serving, I'm going to be showing up, I'm going to be very generous with my time, and I'm going to make sure people are not feeling in as much pain as they were in before they saw me. And that's usually what an empath wants to do. Whether you're in paid employment or whether you're a friend, you just want people to feel better. So let me talk to you quickly about how to make sure that you're guarding yourself and you're safeguarding your heart, which I think is really, really important. Can I tell you that the women that I work with in my clinical business, and they are empaths, they have the most heart walls I have ever seen in anyone. So what's a heart wall? Well, I do a practice called emotion code. And what we do is energetically through muscle testing, we see how many emotions you've put around your heart space in order to protect yourself. And you do this unconsciously. And so what we do is through muscle testing, we go through and we find out how many you've actually accumulated over your life to this present moment. And we actually start to systematically release you of these energies, these emotions. It could be anything from frustration to panic, to insecurity, to not feeling like your love is received or even welcomed. All these different emotions that we hold because they're a protection for our beautiful, massive heart of an empath. And so once we start to release some of these emotions, you're going to be heart wide open. You're going to be like open and vulnerable in the world, right? But vulnerable in a place of strength rather than weakness. Because once you truly know who you are, that's the person without all these energy accumulated strands all around you, you're going to be much more effective in helping others. Empaths are made to shine their light into the world. And the more you light up yourself, the more others will start to light up. That's our job as an empath. And so in order to do that, you need to be working on yourself on an almost daily basis. I would actually say daily basis. I don't want to put any more work onto you. I know you're really busy. But if you are not working on yourself with gentle self-care, with good nutrition, with moving your body to get rid of those aches and pains and stuff, stuckness in the joints and whatever, if you're not working on yourself on a daily basis, then you are going to be more and more drained by other people. It's just the nature of it. If you imagine you are the light and people around you are like the moth, and they're going to go to that light. If you're not looking after yourself and have really strong boundaries, then they're going to suffocate you. They're going to drain you of your energy. And we don't want that. We want empaths to be able to shine brightly and stand up tall with their posture really good and feel a real confidence that comes from within, that only comes from being that strengthened, heart wide open, vulnerable empath. So I'm going to give you a little tip to what I use on a daily basis to how I can just, without even thinking, strengthen myself and find my own boundaries and really come into a sense of having personal responsibility for myself. Quite often I hear women say they just don't have time to look after themselves. And that is not taking responsibility for yourself. And that is not a good role model if you have kids. It is not a good role model and being a light for others as well. Because what you're effectively saying is everyone else is really important, but I'm not so important. I don't play by that rule. I don't believe in it. And I hope that this has helped you to look at yourself a little bit more and think, why don't I care for myself? Why don't I give myself rest breaks? Why don't I give myself incredible timeouts? Why don't I allow myself to go and nourish myself and have an amazing meal on my own or in the company of really amazing friends? In saying that, why don't you say no to those friends that drain you? Why do you always say yes? Why do you let them even come around? Why do you take their phone call when they drain you and they make you feel just even worse and make you roll your eyes and think, God, would they just get it together? When you are lovingly looking after yourself and in a state of constant self-care, you will know exactly how to exit those relationships from your life in a state of grace and in a state of love. So let that be the first thing. If you find yourself with a circle of friends that do not uplift, inspire, and support you, that do not bring out the best in you, but in fact, they leave you feeling drained, then I encourage you to distance yourself a little bit while you step into your strength. And from when you're in your strength place, you will be able to better, she's brought me a toy. You'll be able to better negotiate with your people who do drain you. Isn't that right? Yes, that's right. So don't you just love it? I'm trying to work here and I've got the dog. Okay, so another thing that I do all the time is use Balance essential oil. Now, you can get any kind of tree oil, so fir trees, that are going to help you to have the energy of the tree blends. And I don't care what brand you use, just use one that's pure and that you can rely on the sourcing from, okay? You want to make sure that when you're using an essential oil, there's no synthetics in it. You want to make sure that they do sustainable sourcing practices and that they treat the people, the farmers who are growing these plants with the utmost integrity, respect, honor, and kindness, because it's all energy transfer. So you don't want to get a bottle that you've paid $2 for that is actually like ruining the lives of the farmers who are just breaking their back trying to get the oil, right? So from an energy perspective, make sure you're using a reputable brand with excellent and above reproach sourcing practices. So that's why I use doTERRA. So the reason I'm using a tree oil is, and this is what I teach my yoga class students and also my meditation students, is you want to be like a tree, right? You want to have really, really strong, sturdy foundation. And the way you get a strong, sturdy foundation is by sending your roots deep down into the earth. If you are not grounding every day, then you are not stable every day. You're not tapping into that beautiful earth energy that is right there, ready, willing, and able for you to connect to it. So think like a tree. Send your roots deep into the ground, and every day, at least once, shoes off, get on the grass, get on the dirt, and feel a connection to the earth. And what I like to do is even imagine what the center of the earth might be and just see how that transforms a little bit. You can have some amazing experiences with tapping into earth energy because it draws you out of your head and it draws you all the way down into the earth, which is strong, nourishing, stable, secure. Now, Balance Blend is a really earthy, settling kind of oil. On an energy perspective, it will help you to be grounded. It will help you to connect to your inner strength. And as an empath, that's exactly what you want to be doing. So use it daily. Just a little dab just behind the ears, maybe on the wrist, maybe on the décolletage. You can even wear this in your pocket. And this is the best part. If you've ever been to a kinesiologist who do muscle testing, and they might get you to hold certain things or certain vials, and then they'll gauge your strength or weakness that happens in your physical body. You can do exactly the same thing. You can be your own kinesiologist. You can grab your essential oil, your balance oil, and then you can stick it in your pocket and it will be able to give you that strong energy connection all throughout the day. It's quite an amazing thing, and I don't think people are doing that enough. If you don't like the smell, then you don't have to smell it. You are still engaging with the energy of it, and the energy of it is about stability, about inner strength, about feeling contained within yourself, and about knowing who you are. So if you're an empath and you come away from a conversation or an interaction with another person and you feel a bit unstable, you feel scattered, drained, you feel stressed out, you can be sure that you've had an energy transference going on that is not balanced and harmonious and in alignment with who you truly are. So in that instance, you could grab your balance oil, you could put it on, you could inhale it, you could even put it into a diffuser like I've got behind, and you could allow the energy of that to shift you back into alignment. And definitely, definitely ground yourself. Imagine tree roots coming out of your feet, going deep down into the earth and just breathing that in and out for a few moments, okay? It's a really great wise woman tip. So that's just a little bit about empaths, or a lot about empaths. If you have any questions at all, feel free to just in the comments below, just ask me some questions or get in touch with me at Wise Woman Essentials on Facebook, because what I love to do is help people come into their strength, come into their alignment with self so that you can be the best version of you. But if you don't know who you are, if you don't know where you start and finish as an empath, how can you show up as you? And that's what you can do by grounding every single day. The next thing is about boundaries, and I'll get into boundaries in the next video, so look out for that.